Good morning, everyone. This is Cheryl from Design by Cheryl Lynn. And first, let me apologize for the messy look. I'm getting ready to go to the gym and work out before I have to go to work. And so I just wanted to do this video before then so that, because I have a busy day ahead of me. So grab your cup of coffee and join me as I share some more of my designs and what it is that I'm making. Let me take a sip real quick. Gotta have my coffee, sorry. So anyway, in the last video that I did, I showed you how I redid some lamps and painted them and sealed them and did the lampshades. And so I just wanted to show you the finished products. This is the pink one that I did. And one thing I did that I did not tell you about in the last video to seal it, after I did my clear coat with the Dixie Belle clear coat satin, let it dry completely, and then I added a coat of the Best Dang Wax. And when I say it's the Best Dang Wax, they're not kidding. This stuff is really good. I absolutely love using it. I don't use it enough, let's put it that way. I could probably find some more uses for it. Comes in several different colors. This one is clear. They have white, brown, and black. And I like to put it on different things, especially like my lamps that I redo and vases, because it gives it a real soft, smooth finish to it. And it also gives it a sheen, a shine, a luster that you don't see with just one coat or the satin, the clear coat. And it also adds a layer of protection. The wax goes on last. You always put that on last, and it just seals it and gives it one more protection. So that was the pink one. This is the blue one that I was doing for the little boy. And I wanted to show you quickly, I'm not going to do the whole piece, but I wanted to show you just how I do it. This is the clear. Yes, it looks white in here, but when it goes on to the piece, it'll dry clear. Like I said a few minutes ago, it does come in other colors. They do have white, and when you put it on, you could definitely tell it's white. I like the clear. That's why I have a bigger jar of it. And I use this on a lot of my vases, jars, things that I redo. I don't typically do it on my jewelry boxes or furniture. I don't really have a reason why I don't do it, but on the glass stuff that I refinish and do, I do like to use this. So I take my lint-free rag. I bought a big bag of them at Lowe's. They have probably one of the best prices. Plus, I like these. They don't leave marks or anything, lint and all that stuff on your piece. So I get the lint-free rags, and I just take a little bit and put it on the rag, and then I buff it into the piece. And probably, well, I'm sure you aren't going to be able to see it because it's clear. It goes on very smooth, and I just go all the way around the piece until it's completely finished. And I'll do that off camera, but I just wanted to show you how this works. It leaves a beautiful shine, beautiful luster, and it just gives that extra layer of protection for your piece so that it holds together better. It doesn't get chipped, the paint doesn't come off. Once it dries, and it's not going anywhere. So it's a really good thing to have in your cabinet with your paints and all that stuff. So anyway, just rub this on, use what you need, and go all the way around your piece, and then put it aside to dry. I finished the lampshade last night, and this is what the lampshade looks like. I did the blue lace trim on it, and I will finish buffing it in, buffing the wax in before I go to the gym. And so that ties up that piece. Again, I am not a brand ambassador for Dixie Belle, nor am I a retailer. I just love their products. So I use a lot of their products. I have a mixture of some other different products. I'm not tied into just one, but I do like a lot of their line. So when you see my videos, you'll see that I use a lot of Dixie Belle stuff. Okay, so in the last video, I told you, excuse me, I told you I was going to show you how to take a plain terracotta pot, nothing special about it. You get them at Walmart, Target, Lowe's, whatever. And use another product that Dixie Belle has called Crackle, and to make a unique, one-of-a-kind piece. So let me get started and show you what I've done. So with these pieces, let me get my coffee out of the way. With these pieces, I started out with my clay pot. I painted it yellow because that was the base color that I chose for the pot. I left part of it undone so you could see what the slick stick looks like that I put on before. I put the slick stick down, let it dry completely, let it sit, and then I do the paint. The purpose of the slick stick is to help the paint adhere to anything that is not wood. Okay, slick stick is the one you use for any other thing, glass, metal, anything that you want to put paint on that is not wood. Boss is the product that Dixie Belle has that you would put on your wood products to stop bleed through and to help the paint adhere better. So for this, I used slick stick. I chose the Daisy yellow paint that comes several size jars, but I got the smaller one. And I'm just going to show you in this how I finished it up. Just take your brush and go all the way around the piece. Again, like I said, the one thing I like about Dixie Belle is when you get to a point where the paint is, you need to spread it out more and get it even coverage. This kind of paint, you can just squirt a little bit of water and it makes it last longer. So a little goes a long way. Let's put it that way. A little bit of the paint goes a long way on this. So I go all the way around until I have a complete coverage. I'm doing the bottom as well because I just like to finish off the entire thing. Let me get a little bit more. And once I have it completely painted, voila, I put it to the side and let it dry, okay? But for the purpose of my videos, I've already gone ahead and did up one that's already finished, ready for the Crackle. Okay, so this has sat and it's completely dry. All right, so I'm going to use the Dixie Belle Crackle. I absolutely love this for the farmhouse look, the vintage. It gives it an age look, and it just helps give it a unique look to your piece. Crackle, when you first open it, when I first opened it, I hadn't watched any videos on how to use it, or I just bought it and I liked the idea of making something different. So when I first bought it and got it home and I looked in the jar, I was like, you got to be kidding me. It's very, very thick. I thought, man, I bought something and there's something wrong with it. It's very, very thick. And that's how it's supposed to be. So I take my craft stick and I just give it a stir. Okay. Make sure it's all stirred up and everything. And then I take my paintbrush with my clay pot and I go all the way around the piece. Now, let me just say, the more you put the Crackle on, it's going to go on clear, and it looks like a hot mess, okay? It's, like I said, it's thick, and it looks just like, you know, like water, you know, like a thick water. It's just, I don't even know if you could see how it looks in the picture, but anyway, when you're going around and applying the Crackle, I like to go in several different directions, because that's going to be how when you put your top coat on, that's going to be how you get a design. And when you put the Crackle on, if I just went all the way around in one direction like this, that's the way the Crackle would be, and that's how my design would look. Well, that's not the look I'm going for. So once I put a layer of Crackle on, I go back through and I do some cross brushing, lightly go through and just go in different directions, because I want it to look random. I don't want it to look, when it dries, I don't want the cracks that it shows to look like it came out of a machine. You know, I want it to be in all different directions. So I take my brush and I just play with it a little bit, and I go in different directions and make it unique. All right. Like I said, Crackle goes a long way. So when you are applying this, if you put a light layer on, you're going to get light cracks, okay? If you put a thicker layer on, you're going to get thicker ones in the piece. So the more you use of the Crackle, the thicker the cracks are going to be. So I just go through and just put, for the purpose of the clay pots, flower pots that I'm doing, I wanted a little bit thicker and bigger cracks in this to show through. All right, so I've got this piece done. So now I'm going to set it aside and let it dry. It's going to sit, well, because I have to go to work, so it's probably going to sit all evening until I get home tonight. But it needs to dry before you do anything else. Once this is dry, then you're going to add your next color. That's the color that is going to be the top color. My yellow is the base color, so that's the color you're going to see coming through the cracks. I chose to do a barn red color. No, sorry. Yeah, is it barn red? No, rustic red. I did a rustic red over top of it. And so now I want to show you the finished piece of what it looked like after I did it. All right. Here is my finished pot with the Crackle on it. This is the rustic red that I did. When you are putting your contrasting color, when I put this color on, it's important that you don't do the random brush strokes. You take your brush and you go in one direction. You don't backstroke. You go in one direction, the same direction that you start with, and that is the direction that goes. If you go backstroke, if you go this way and then you go back the same way on the same spot, it's going to mess up the crackling effect. So this is how I designed this pot. Those who have been following what I do and see how I make things know that I absolutely love the resin molds. So I added, once this was dry, completely dry, you let it sit overnight, and I added made a resin mold of the sunflower out of clay. I mean, no, I'm sorry, I did it out of resin, and fixed it, adhered it. This time I used my hot glue gun because I knew it was going to be a little bit more of a challenge to put this on. But I used my hot glue gun and put this on. I painted the petals and the centerpiece before I put those on, and then put the mold on, sealed it with the clear coat, and then I went back through and waxed. I did the shadowing that I showed you in one of the previous videos with the Dixie dirt and some brown wax. I like doing the shadowing to kind of give it a little more of a dimensional look. And I'm going to be adding some flowers to this, and it'll be going in the store probably this weekend because I want to get all three of them finished, and then I'll be able to put all three of them in the store at the same time. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more about what it is I'm doing, and I hope you enjoy learning a little bit from me. I'm definitely not a professional. I've been doing upcycling, redesigning. I take furniture, jewelry boxes, clay pots, flower pots, lamps. I mean, I just do it all. Been doing that for about 5 or 6 years now. And I absolutely love doing this. Most of the stuff that I do, I've learned from watching videos like this on YouTube and just picking up some different tips and tricks from other crafters like me, other redesigners. So, as I like to end with all my videos, I want to encourage you guys, no matter where you live, what part of the country you live in, please consider supporting your local artist. Go to the smaller local stores that support local artists and consider purchasing something like the unique items that you're not going to see in your Walmarts, your Targets, your the mall, places like that. I'm getting ready to do two big festivals, some shows, one in May and one in September here in North Carolina where I live. And so the next video that I'm going to do, I'm getting ready to do for you, is I'm going to show you some of the jewelry that I make. Those are some pieces that I'm going to be putting out in the festivals. And so maybe I'll see you guys. Maybe if you're in North Carolina, I'm doing one in May in Hickory, North Carolina for Pink Dream Studio at the art festival there. And then I'm doing a whole weekend event in September in Morganton, North Carolina. So in September. So I hope that I get to see you guys there. And if you do, come by and say hi. And just have a great day. And if it's not a good day for you right now, if it's starting out to be a little bit rough, go out and make it a great day, okay? It's all up to you. Have a wonderful one. Bye, everybody.